Hi guys, it's Eva Tremaine. Today I'll be reading from one of my novels, Betrayal Served Cold. It was almost noon and Angela was still in bed. She really didn't feel like getting up at all. What was the purpose? Her self-confidence was at an all-time low and she felt like less of a woman. Her mother, Eric, and Allison had all tried to get her out of bed, but their attempts were fruitless. What was the point of getting dressed up, doing her hair, and applying makeup? If her own husband could not stand to look at her, why would anyone else want to? Despite her previous objections, for a moment she had considered adoption. However, she felt like she would be giving Gregory what he wanted, and he did not deserve it. The way Gregory had been treating her ever since they found out she could not conceive was deplorable. He did not deserve what he wanted. So, she and Gregory were left standing in separate corners of the room, neither agreeing to compromise. The monthly mother-daughter luncheons were a thing of the past, and Jocelyn could not push it. Her only hope was that when it all blew over between Gregory and Angela, that she can patch things up between Angela and Karen. Several times Jocelyn tried to visit Angela and lift her spirits, but Angela had withdrawn and fallen deeper into depression. Walter called regularly to check on his daughter. At a loss for words, all he could do to try to console her was to let her know that she was unconditionally loved. Angela had been a daddy's girl ever since she could recall. She could remember clear as day, sitting on his lap as a little girl while being read stories and dotted on. She truly loved her father and knew she was blessed to have him. She might be losing her husband, but at least she had her daddy and her mom. What more could a girl ask for? If anyone had told her that her marriage would be in the current situation that it is today, she would have laughed in their face. The man who had swept her off her feet from day one, who promised to love her and protect her forever, was now a stranger in her bed. They barely said more than 2 sentences to each other, and the intimacy was non-existent. There was no more hugs and kisses, no lovemaking, and just uncomfortable silence that consumed them daily. Angela decided to drag herself from the bed to let Oreo out. She didn't walk him in weeks, and he was almost fed up with her. So she grabbed a pair of sneakers, a light jacket, and called herself out to take Oreo for a walk. Thank God he was a house dog and had learned to use the wee-wee pad when nobody let him out. Luckily, Gregory usually took him for a walk before he left for the restaurant. However, during the day, when Gregory was gone for hours, Oreo was left to fend for himself. Even poor Oreo had to adjust to how things had changed. Angela watched as Oreo ran around in the backyard and played. Truthfully, she enjoyed the fresh air and soaked it up. She had been cooped up inside that house for so long that she almost forgot how much she loved the outdoors. After being outside for a little over 20 minutes, she went back inside. She decided to do some laundry and clean up a little. To say that the housekeeping had been neglected was a huge understatement. Gregory tried to keep the place presentable, but of course, his version of cleaning was not up to par. Angela went around the house gathering laundry that had been piling up for weeks. After chopping the clothes together, putting everything in a big basket, she went to the man cave to see if there was anything that needed to be done down there. After exchanging the used towels for clean ones in the bathroom, she checked Gregory's office. Everything looked pretty neat. Just as she was about to go back upstairs, she saw a few shirts thrown across the closed door. She planned to make a trip to the cleaners the next day, so she grabbed the shirts to take with her. The scent on them stopped her in her tracks. Placing them to her nose, she smelled the scent of another woman. Thank you for listening to Betrayal Served Cold by Eva Tremaine. You can find Betrayal Served Cold as well as my other novels on evatremaine.com, as well as Amazon, Barnes & Nobles, or pick up a copy at your local library or bookstore. Thank you for listening and looking forward to connecting. Have a great day.